On December 31st, 2022, a group of prominent Ifa priests, representing the majority of religious families in the United States, met to carry out the great ceremony to obtain the Ifa prediction for year 2023. The ceremonies were held at the house located at 11961 Southwest 200th Street, Miami, Florida 33177. This day, a prediction was forecast for the year 2023, whose analysis summarized the following. For the year 2023, Ifa predicts the general cessation, halting of life, stability, positions, business opportunities caused by disobedience. This means that the country will possibly endure a general halting of the economy and the general life events, plans, and/or any projects that the country or we the people may have planned. Ifa predicts that this is due to the fact that people responsible for the well-being and progress of the country are not being obedient and are acting against the well-being or good interest of the country and its citizens. That is the reason why Olafin is communicating to us that the year 2023 will not be the right year to start a business or to invest in anything that may lead to a financial disaster. Olafin also makes emphasis in the health of all human beings and warns us of a possible unfortunate human event that may claim lots of human lives. Every year, 2 Orishas are designated by Olafin to rule the country where the prediction is being forecast. These Orishas are in charge of assisting us through the year and help us overcome any obstacles by providing their support, which is why we must find a way to improve our relationship with these 2 Orishas and take advantage of their natural force. The Orishas are as follow. The ruling Orisha assigned by Olafin is Ogun. Ogun is the Orisha that represents strength, work, and the force that encloses the box of the human body, the thorax, where all the vital organs are. In nature, he is symbolized by iron and all metals, and the enormous virility in the human being. He is part of the group of Orishas categorized as warriors. He is a vigilant Orisha for whom always with his blunt ways manages to eliminate the problems that manifest within the lives of human beings. Otora, Ibra reveals to us that Ogun represents a very important asset in this Odu, since it was Ogun who provided the prosperity that is manifested in this Odu of Ifa. He also recommends us to reinforce it by adding its double tools. It is important to find a way not to stop attending to this deity during the course of the year. Regardless of the offerings that were recommended by Ifa during the divination, it is recommended that you consult with your religious mentor or Ifa consultations to seek the appropriate attention that Otora Ira reveals specific to Ogun. The other Orisha designated to support and accompany Orisha Ogun during their duty in 2023 is Oshun. Oshun is the deity that represents love and all the emotions and feelings that we as human beings possess and feel. She represents the symbol of procreation, of fertility, and is a faithful protector of all women and of maternal wombs. Her natural force resides on the rivers, gold, honey, and everything sweet. She has a strong character and is considered one of the most dangerous deities. She is the only female that holds very deep secrets within the Ogun field. Otora Ira reveals to us that Oshun represents a key deity to avoid tragedies such as rivers flooding near cities. It is important to increase the spiritual connection with Oshun this year at her waters to prevent the rivers from rising and consequently penetrate populated areas, causing disastrous damage and loss of human life. In 2023, Olafin reveals to us the Odu of Ifa Otora Ira, whose prophecy has forced all of us as religious believers to pay close attention to what this prophecy represents for the people. Within the religious community, there is a general understanding that the concept of Iku is exclusive and is only referring to the death of human beings. It is no less true, but during the ceremony we were given the obligation to search a little deeper into what Olafin was referring to when this prophecy was revealed. It is for this reason that Ifad reflects to us that this prophecy represents the general halting of processes in the lives of human beings. This includes the ceasing of life, which in this case would be the death that has also been manifested to us in this Odu, and that Olafin alerts us that an epidemic may arise again and cause loss of human life. On the other hand, since we have clarified that this prophecy is referring to the general halting of processes, positions, whether it be politics, job loss, or stability, In short, this year 2023 IFA reveals to us that the country will face a very difficult general process, and this is a very important point that our institution wanted to clarify beforehand regarding the prophecy that is revealed to us in this year 2023. Now, the most important point that determines the cause of this general halting is disobedience. Since Olafin warns us that if we are disobedient, we will fall victim to this negative energy. If we don't take care of our decisions and we walk down the wrong path, we cannot expect good results. It is important to understand that the greatest sacrifice that a religious person can do is not the animal sacrifice, offerings, or rituals. The greatest sacrifice is the development of good conduct. IFAD reveals that during the process of trying to develop good conduct and spiritual enlightenment, we must be obedient, and by doing so it will protect us from all the adversities that are coming this year. Maintaining good conduct in general is the vehicle that will guarantee getting out of this negative prophecy unharmed in 2023. Otura Ira is an Odu of Ifa, where people developed a lot of spiritual connection and showed clairvoyant characteristics and great lucidity when interpreting dreams. This is why this year, Olafin recommends that we pay close attention to our dreams, since many messages will be revealed to us through our dreams. Otura Ira recommends that we complement a lot with Ogun this year, so we can find different ways to achieve the stability that we are gonna need in 2023. We recommend that you consult your religious mentor and IFA consultations so that you can find the correct guidance in selecting which path and decisions would be the most appropriate. When it comes to social interests, the first thing that as a religious community and as human beings we must take into account is the safety and education of our children. It is important to emphasize the recommendations that this IFA predictions are providing and alerting us for 2023 regarding our children. IFA reveals that it is imperative that we stay vigilant there on the danger of the lives of our children and child abuse of all aspects, but especially in the sexual sphere. Otura Ira reveals how the safety of our children can be compromised in the hands of people who are in charge of caring for our children, whether at school, at the home of with other relatives like babysitters, or at the home of friends. This Odu of IFA alerts again and again that we cannot allow as parents our schools to indoctrinate children with ideals and content not suitable for minors. Parents should be more strict and more vigilant with the learning materials that are being introduced and taught to children in school. Also, the lack of respect of adolescents towards older people must be eliminated and corrected. Children cannot be left alone in the care of people with dubious moral character who may compromise the moral and emotional well-being of children. IFA also alerts that there will be an increase in hidden revelations of child trafficking activities that will emerge to the light and made public. Physical and moral abuse within foster homes to minors that can cause trauma in the lives of children will also come to light this year. All these things that IFA reveals to us are manifested in the different stories of the Odu IFA, Otura Ira. Another warning that the Odu Otura Ira reveals us for this year is the presence of forest fires and floods in populated areas where there are rivers or mountains that may collapse as a result of increased rainfall. Olafin recommends reaching out to brothers of our religious community who live in these regions of the country and warn them about these events so they be able to carry out these types of offerings to avoid or minimize the presence of this type of natural events that may affect the stability of the people who reside near these areas. The prophecy of Otura Ira also reveals a possible invasion of bacteria or insects in the agricultural field, where if security measures are not taken when importing agricultural products from other countries, we could suffer contamination in our food sector. IFAD recommends us not to depend on imported products that have been processed in laboratories and encourages the need to adopt agricultural independence as a society and consume much healthier products. Otura Ira reveals that due to the prior mentioned, we as a country must be careful of a possible invasion of birds that migrate and carry with them parasites that can contaminate the crops of some regions of the country. IFA also reveals that we must be cautious who we give entry to our close circle or family bond, to whom we could open the doors that become a heavy burden for our family, country, or society. By this, we want to emphasize the importance that as immigrants, one must be grateful and maintain a correct conduct to avoid becoming a heavy or unwanted burden for the country where one is migrating. Olefin also advises the care of the ocean and freshwater pests, in which these pests such as lampreys, parasites, etc., represent a danger to the health of all humanity. IFAD also advises that we as a society must find a way to manage our time and find quality time to spend with our family and self. Avoid falling under corporations that may consume your time and allow you to become a modern slave. The entire society is being consumed by the use of cell phones, which Olefin warns us that we need to prevent the cell phone use become the lampreys of society. Within the social aspect, Otura Ira has been revealing the possibility of discoveries or revelations of documents that contain important secrets for the country and for the government in general. Otura Ira reveals to us that there may be information leaked or classified documents either on the personal level or between government officials, which secret information that was not desired could be disclosed or exposed. Otura Ira specifically recommends increasing cybersecurity within government institutions and private businesses to avoid any unwanted compromising information to be disclosed. Otura Ira also reveals the possible appearance of people who wish to come out into the open and divulge secrets or confidential information about the government or private organization. It is important that we take this message to all possible scales where this revelation could be manifested. This prophecy can extend to other aspects where could be very sensitive to society, especially when referring to the presence of extraterrestrial beings. Otura Ira reveals that this year there will be more and more appearances of UFO activity across the world. IFAD also reveals that some of the United States government officials, and even from other countries, could reveal information about proof of the existence of extraterrestrial beings. This information will be made public and will inevitably shake the core beliefs of the majority of society. Now, let's talk about health predictions for 2023. In 2023, there will be an increase in cases of depression. Many people will require medical attention and psychological therapy in order to overcome that depressive state of mind. This means that Olefin calls upon all human beings to seek peace among each other. It is for this reason that Otura Ira recommends placing a white flag in the entrance of your home. The white color represents peace and the pure thoughts of humanity. Olefin reveals an increase in circulatory diseases that may cause complications mainly in the legs, generating inflammation in the legs and cutting off the flow of circulation to them. IFAD also reveals that we must take care of our reproductive organs. It's recommended to visit the doctors to verify that there are no scrotal hernias. Otura Ira recommends being alert to any new virus that emerges during this year that may claim lives. It is very important to understand that IFA provides the information for us humans to take advantage of. The IFA prophecies revealed to us every year only brings us support and guidance and allow us to have a better understanding of what the future holds for us. Some will believe it more than others, but IFA predictions will always manifest sooner or later. We want to thank everyone who participated during the ceremony, all the different religious houses that came together, our elders,